Today we're going to talk about a traditional Chinese formula that was used by Taoist warriors. Now, part of the training involves getting hit by other people. Obviously, you need to be able to recover quickly from this kind of training, or else it can cause some serious long-term problems. Also, it was a concern of people as they got older that their training couldn't sustain the same level that it had previously. As a result, Qigong exercise modifications such as making it slow and more fluid, as you might find in Tai Chi, and also internal medicine was a very key part of their martial arts system. Now, this particular formula, currently marketed as Master's Secret Internal Body Purifier, is part of the 8-step praying mantis system. Now, the explanation for how the herbs work together is obviously best from its traditional standpoint. But for right now, we'll take an alternative view by looking at the pharmacology of some of the main herbs to get a better idea of how this functions. One of the key herbs in this is called niuxi. Now this herb traditionally brings the rest of the formula down to the knees. What we found in some pharmacological studies is that it has an ability to regulate immune factors. It also can increase the angiogenesis, the new blood vessels around the knee tissue itself, which explains how it might lead the other herbs to that area. With regulating immune function and regulating the immune factors, it explains why it's used. It's been tested both for osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis and has about equal functioning in both. This has to do with its regulatory effects on immune factors. Another key herb is called huangqi. Huangqi increases the white blood cell count. Traditionally, it's said to increase wound healing, speed. I haven't found any studies on that. Just because it hasn't been studied doesn't mean it's not necessarily true, but one of the key things that it is studied for is its effect on immune function, which it appears to increase. Another herb in this formula is called shanyao. Shanyao increases DHEAs in the body. So if you're a man, it will make more testosterone. If you're a woman, it will create more estrogen. These DHEAs decline as we age, and they decline faster when your cortisol or stress hormones become higher. So by adding shanyao to this formula, they're in fact helping you to preserve your hormonal levels as you age. Now, why would hormones be important in a stressful situation? Such as, I don't know, not getting killed. That's a pretty stressful situation. So being able to keep their DHEA levels high meant that they would be able to recover faster from injury and otherwise be able to regulate their body in a more efficient manner, even in the midst of a war zone. The third herb in this formula is called shu duan. This has effects on memory, effects on wound healing, and on renal function. This has been studied on rats, dogs, and humans within China. A really key herb in this formula that's kind of interesting. When I first started taking this formula, I was about 15 years old, and during sparring sessions I would notice that after I was hit, my brain wouldn't be rattled to the same point. Now obviously my brain was still rattled, but I wouldn't get that flash of white light and I wouldn't get knocked out. Now that I understand a little bit more about the pharmacology, I can know a little bit more about why this was. This herb tianma is used in epilepsy cases. It protects against neural damage and it has effects on GABA. It seems to regulate it. In other words, it helps protect your nerves and brain tissue, whether you're getting punched in the head or if you're getting neural decay from oxidation as you get older. In either case, it's a great thing to have. Another herb in this is honghua. Honghua has a blood-thinning function, and it's very similar to aspirin in its ability to kill pain. It can also soften arterial walls and reduce plaque, which is why it's used in a lot of longevity formulas to help people maintain their cerebrovascular function. Cerebrovascular disease is what ends up killing most people in North America, and throughout the world for that matter. So keeping good cerebrovascular health is very, very important. Taoren is a herb that's almost always paired with honghua. It has pretty much the same function as honghua. Danggui is used in this formula. It can promote the DNA expression to signal bone marrow to make more red blood cells. Now, one of the functions of Honghua that I didn't mention is that it increases the macrophage activities. So it can clean your blood by increasing the macrophages to go clean out and literally eat any of the garbage that's left in your blood. Now this is great. Once there's space for fresh tissue, the dangui goes to the bone marrow, promotes the expression of this red blood cell. Then you have fresh, oxygen-rich blood cells to go to the site of injury and help to repair it. In addition, it also protects gastric function and has anti-tumor effects. Suoyang is another herb in this. Suoyang has steroidal components. It affects hemoglobins in the body and increases them so that you have more area for oxygen to attach to the red blood cell, which is vital for just about every physiological function that you have. So in this formula, it's called an internal body purifier, but we can really see how this is working. First, the dead tissue is getting taken out. Second, the fresh red blood cells are being made, and hemoglobin levels are increasing. Right away, we're getting fresh blood that's carrying fresh oxygen to the site of injury. Suoyang has effects on osteoblast proliferation. It makes your bones stronger and decreases osteoporosis. It's very, very useful if you're getting hit. As your bones get stimulated, your bones are constantly being broken apart and built up. It's almost like a fluid. This is a process that's happening constantly. If I get some bone stress and my bones are adequately making new bone tissue, now this bone is going to become stronger and stronger over time. Now this is a key reason why this was used for iron body training. It's not that your body's actually iron, it's that one, it's able to heal itself. Two, it's able to heal itself in such a way as that it becomes stronger. Another herb in this is called mugua. Mugua is anti-inflammatory and has effects on the immune system and has been studied with arthritis. One of the key reasons why arthritis happens is, of course, inflammation, but also the body's body's regulation of immune factors. So this takes care of arthritis from two different points. It's anti-nociceptive, which means it stops pain. It's a painkiller, which is useful if you're getting beaten up or if you just want to avoid the wear and tear issue with healing the body. Oftentimes we have some wear and tear, we don't want to move, as a result things don't heal. So this allows that temporarily. It's not a major function of this formula, but if you're going to be getting hit, it doesn't hurt, literally. Wishing you all the best. This is Andrew Miles with HerbMedRx.